Alright, what's going on, everybody? So this weekend we got UFC 315, Belal Muhammad versus Della Maddalena. Now, if we're being honest, if this didn't have a title fight, like if we say Belal wasn't a champion and they were just running this normally, it really should be a fight night card. It's just not a very good card in general, which is the exact reason I'm only going to be predicting the main event, just because I don't like predicting fights that I'm not sure I can make an accurate prediction of. So I'm only doing the main event, but I'll be giving my breakdown for how I think the main event's going to go and how I think it's going to end. But real quick, before I get into the video, 97% of you guys aren't subscribed, so if you like UFC content, boxing content, or influencer boxing content, I post 2 to 4 times a week on this channel at least, so make sure you guys subscribe. I appreciate you. Alright, so these are one of these fights where what I want to happen and what I think is going to happen is unfortunately two different things, because as we know, Belal Muhammad is a criminal. The way he fights in the division, he loves stalling against the cage, which is actively ruining the UFC. And it's getting glorified, and more fighters are trying to do it, not engaging with the fight and just trying to get control time. Belal Muhammad is one of the key people driving that movement. Now, he says he doesn't understand why he gets hated on. I definitely understand why. I don't dislike him as a person, like a lot of people do, but God, the way he fights is just bad for the UFC. It's bad for welterweight in general, because besides the top of the division, it kind of struggles in general. We just really need Jack Maddalena to win this fight, man. We need him to win. And that's what I want to happen, but unfortunately, there's some things in the past that have happened with Jack Maddalena that kind of hints at this fight going a certain way. That is Jack Maddalena's fight with Gilbert Burns. Now, Gilbert Burns in that fight did a lot of what Belal Muhammad likes to do in his fights. He was really holding him against the cage, trying to wear him down, get control time, and he was actively ground and pounding more than I would say Belal Muhammad does. Belal Muhammad really just loves taking people's back, wrapping his leg over theirs, and just keeping him there. Gilbert Burns was definitely doing that in that fight. Jack Maddalena did a good job being able to get to his feet a bunch of times, but the fact that Gilbert Burns was able to get him down that many times, I'm not saying that Gilbert Burns is a bad wrestler at all, but Belal Muhammad is an elite wrestler. He will really pin you there and really keep you there the entire fight. He doesn't care if the crowd is booing. He doesn't hear that shit. He tunes it out. So none of that matters. He doesn't care if we don't think it's entertaining. That is exactly what he's going to go for. And you definitely should, because you really shouldn't strike with Jack Maddalena, especially if you're Belal. He has good hand speed. Belal has good hand speed, but he doesn't have power. And he's long, but like I said, he doesn't have power. And Jack Maddalena definitely does. He lets his hands go. He has very good boxing. He has very good counter punching. He has very good striking. And like I said, he can get up from wrestling exchanges. I just don't know if he'll be able to against Belal. And the one thing about the Gilbert Burns fight, he did end up winning the fight. He was able to get up in a very good exchange, jiu-jitsu exchange. And then he got up and ended up TKOing Gilbert Burns. So he shows that he has that grit. He could grit out those rounds and end up getting the win, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as he does with Belal Muhammad, because Belal Muhammad easily ragdolled Leon Edwards in their fight, and that was probably Belal Muhammad's best performance. He was able to hold Leon there. He slammed Leon on his head. He was able to pin Leon against the cage and wasn't really able to do anything much. So Belal Muhammad is good. I don't even think he's a bad striker like some people say, but just the way he fights is very frustrating and is bad for the UFC. So how do I think this fight is going to go? I really think that Jack Maddalena is going to get held against the cage. I know it's not a very exciting prediction, but I genuinely think this is going to be a very boring main event. I think the co-main event's going to be boring too, hence is why I'm not talking about it. Shevchenko fights the exact same way. So we may get back-to-back fights when it's late, and I have to make an instant reaction video at like 2 a.m., and I'm going to be watching them hold the entire time. So you're probably going to see me flip out about a bad event. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this really feels like a fight night if there was no title involved. Genuinely, yeah, they have good names like Belal Muhammad, Jack Maddalena. They got Shevchenko, and who she's fighting, I can't remember. That's bad. They have Alex Grasso fighting, and Jose Aldo, maybe his retirement fight. I hope not. So there is stuff there, but it really is something you would see on a good fight night. Maybe not even a good fight night, just because of the quality of the fights. Because This isn't necessarily one of these cards. Like, we see these cards that don't have good names and they end up being good. This card has the names and we know the people, so we know it's not going to be good. So I really think that Jack Maddalena is going to get held against a cage the most part of this fight. I would love what would happen against Gilbert Burns happen again. I would be so happy. But unfortunately, I think Belal is too good on the ground, and he will be a bitch the entire fight. I'm sorry, but he will. And if it's striking, yeah, Jack Maddalena should piece him up pretty easily. He's just not going to have the threat of Belal Muhammad's power. He's just going to walk forward, counter off Belal's shots, and land his own. But Belal is going to shoot within the first minute of the fight. I'll be able to bet my entire nutsack on that. So what would I like to happen, since that is a more entertaining topic? I would love... I don't see him being able to stuff Belal's takedowns because, like I said, Gilbert Burns was able to get him down pretty easily. If he's able to spring up from Belal's takedowns, and it's kind of like a Merab situation, like Merab early in his career where he just keeps failing takedowns or failing to keep the person down in the takedowns. He isn't as good at striking as Belal, as Merab, so I would love if Jack Maddalena would be able to sprawl at the takedowns, be able to get up and force Belal to strike, and he just gets pieced up as long as possible. Like I want Belal to be tortured. That's a force. But if it's a striking matchup, Jack Maddalena could definitely finish Belal Muhammad. I just don't think that's going to happen. Oh yeah, my official prediction is I think it's going to be a decision win for Belal Muhammad. I hope Jack Maddalena wins. I'm going to keep saying that, but I just don't see it because of the wrestling, unfortunately. Yep. Just go down my street in the middle of my take. Go ahead. Single file line. Go ahead. I hate my street. If you guys have been on this channel for a long time, my street is very annoying with cars. Jack Maddalena has very fast hands and very good boxing. He does very good mixing up his strikes upstairs and downstairs. He's very unpredictable. Like I said, he's gritty. That Gilbert Burns win was very gritty of him. He was getting ragdolled basically the entire fight. He was able to get up and finish Gilbert Burns with, I think it was a knee to a body, and then he TKO'd him. So that was a very good performance. And then there's another part of this equation that I just thought of. Activity. Every single time that I ignore activity, it bites me in the ass with predictions. Actually, the last time that Belal Muhammad fought was on my birthday in 2024. It's actually not that far apart. Never mind. I stand corrected. They've both been out for about near a year, which is crazy for a champion to be out for that long. Belal Muhammad is defending the title as much as John Jones is at the moment. So, very interesting stuff. Another reason why Jack Maddalena should win. But activity actually isn't bad. So, I take that back. So, it should be even with the activity. I was about to say that Belal's been more active, but that's not necessarily true. It's only a couple of months apart. So, yeah, man, I think Belal Muhammad's unfortunately going to win this fight. I think it's going to be the fight of agony and despair. And I'm going to be on here Saturday night, Sunday morning complaining about it. And hopefully that gets good views because negativity sells on YouTube. But I definitely think that Belal Muhammad's going to win this fight. I really want Jack to win, but I just don't see it. Yeah, man, so it really is up to Jack Della Maddalena to save the welterweight division because Shavkat can't stay healthy. Ian Gary's a cuck. Kamaru Usman has no knees. That's the welterweight division. Carlos Prates needs a cigarette in the 5th round. Yeah, man, this really is it. This is it. If Jack Maddalena doesn't do it, unless it's Shavkat, I don't really see anybody beating him. Unless Sean Brady can get his get back, but he got done pretty bad. He actually got TKO'd by Belal Muhammad. So, yeah, welterweight's in a very weird spot. So, yeah, man, I think Belal Muhammad's going to beat Jack Maddalena. But as we know, none of us want that to happen. But unfortunately, it is going to happen. So, this is going to be a waste of event. I'm going to waste my time watching it. But I'm still going to do it because I want to make a YouTube channel based off UFC and boxing. So, yay. I can't wait for Shevchenko to fight. But all jokes aside, before I wrap things up, I'm going to give my keys to victory for both fighters. For Belal, be a bitch. For Jack Maddalena, continue, just work the body, work the leg kicks, try to keep your distance from the takedown, sprawl, and try to get up initially from the takedowns, because I do think he is going to get taken down. I don't think that's an if in this fight. Excuse me. When he gets taken down, he needs to keep getting up like he did in the Gilbert Burns fight, and he needs to get a finish. He needs to target the body to set up something upstairs. He needs to try to catch him with a knee coming in, but that's a little bit dangerous because it's easier to get both legs if you miss the knee going for the takedown. But hopefully Belal Muhammad can be predictable enough where he could get clipped by that knee coming in, kind of like how Gilbert Burns does, but hopefully to the chin. That's crazy to say. I don't want Belal Muhammad to die in the octagon, okay? I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. I'm kidding. Obviously don't. But I really hope he loses, because welterweight is kind of cooked if he doesn't. So let me know if you guys agree in the comments down below. So those are my predictions for UFC 315. Usually when there's a pay-per-view event, I usually predict 3, 4, 5 fights. But in this case, I'm just doing one because it's a glorified fight night. So make sure you guys like the video if you enjoyed. Make sure you guys subscribe, turn on notifications. All that stuff helps me out because I'm still a small channel trying to grow. I really appreciate all of you still watching too. Good for retention. I appreciate it. But thank you guys for listening to me yap like usual. If you guys want to follow any of my socials, they're in the description. My TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, all of that, Twitter. Make sure you guys go follow those if you want more personal stuff. But God bless every single one of you. And peace out.
I'm a sin, huh? I'm a sin, huh? I'm a sin, huh? I'm a sin, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Lord, forgive me for what I'ma do. You can't even please her, I gotta go prove. I'm finna go see her, I'm making a move. Finna go deeper, she feeling the groove, huh? Yeah, very funny, cause the boys that she picking are really astute. The bitches be basic, it really ain't news. People are soft and they feeling it true. Worry about me and I steady improve. She look at be sleeping, I'm really that dude. Got this man geeking and give me a boost. Rubber, I'm taking, I'm rapping like Zeus. If he come pull up, he getting a 2. Hope he don't funnel me, losing the 2. Hope he don't rubble me, need a masseuse. Shout out to Jared, he finna get shoes.